Welcome to today's podcast, where we'll dive into a topic that has fascinated minds for centuries: success and its secrets. What truly sets successful people apart? Is it luck, talent, or something deeper? In this episode, we'll explore the habits, mindsets, and strategies that lead to remarkable achievements. Whether you're seeking personal growth, career advancement, or simply a better understanding of what drives success, this is the conversation you don't want to miss. Let's unlock the secrets to reaching your full potential. Successful people create their own rules and tools. When we look at the successful people in the world, we see that their common characteristic is their plan for success. Tim Ferriss has always had the most successful people in their fields as guests on his broadcasts, and he calls these people titans. Ferriss realized that he only hosted people who had achieved great success and listened to their life stories. Titans have their own rules that they use to achieve their goals. Titans create their own rules and act accordingly. In this article, Tim explains that everyone needs their own rules and tools to succeed. This tool for success can be a strange habit, a daily routine, a different question, a food supplement, or a book. The important thing is to develop a system of your own. The content of this short article is organized under three main headings: health, wealth, and wisdom. Choose your own vehicle and make the most of it. Health. How can you improve your physical strength? Pavel Tsatsouline, who developed GIRIA, the method of multiple use of a single purpose, believes that being strong is of great importance in personal development. According to him, strength plays a big role in strengthening one's different abilities. Pavel analyzes how strength can be developed in three strategies. The first is strengthening the body. Even small weight lifts can be enough to have a strong torso. The second is to have a regimen of different lifts on a daily basis. Even doing repetitions several times a day is very important. This technique is also different from others because you train the body to produce less lactic acid, not more. Finally, Pavel recommends doing less than 5 repetitions of weights because otherwise you are working to sculpt the body, not to strengthen it. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is another way to improve your physical performance and mental health. Successful athletes Peter Tia, Dutchman Wim Hof, and world-renowned athlete and researcher Dominic D'Agostino recommend the intermittent fasting diet. The idea is to eat one meal a day and fast for 20 hours. This strategy is also a kind of ketogenic diet, meaning that the body starts burning fats as an energy source instead of glucose. As a result, the body burns fat and increases muscle. This type of diet is used to treat epilepsy or Lyme's disease. Experts say it can also prevent cancer. In such cases, however, the use of extra weight loss drugs is strongly discouraged. They are very expensive and can cause vomiting and nausea, which can lead to poor health during intermittent fasting. Different diet methods. Although coaches and athletes are generally against carbohydrate intake, it is possible to adopt different methods. For example, famous hurdler Amelia Boone prefers to eat cookies for breakfast before races. Charles Poliquin, a famous personal coach, says that if you have a good mass index, you can eat only carbohydrates and sugar. He also thinks that people who eat carbohydrates have 10% less body fat. Many people also have different opinions about coffee and drinks. Some recommend coffee with gelatin or beetroot, while others suggest adding butter to coffee. Others believe that gelatin improves human flexibility. Acro-yoga technique. Tim Ferriss is a big gymnastics fan, but he also recommends acro-yoga to relax, loosen muscles, and prepare for sleep. Acro-yoga differs from regular yoga in that it's a bit more difficult and aimed at increasing strength. It is especially preferred by acrobats. In the interviews used in the book, all athletes emphasize the importance of strength. Being mobile is also very important, and strength should be combined with flexibility. Increasing muscle strength. To increase muscle strength, you need to strengthen your metabolism and immune system, and your bones need to be healthy. Former gymnastics coach Christopher Sommer says that the weak points that cause the most physical pain need to be strengthened. In this way, he says, our body can cope with chronic pain more easily. Strengthening weak areas is also very important for increasing self-confidence, flexibility, and endurance. The measure of success, as with many successful people is overcoming pain barriers and strengthening different parts of the body. Another important factor is running, jumping or bending, and lifting to increase muscle strength. However, we need to be very careful not to damage our muscle tissues and joints. Our muscle tissues allow our body to move, and damaging them can cause many negative effects from our ankles to other body parts. Therefore, we should avoid overdoing it. We should also choose shoes that allow our body to be comfortable while doing sports. In addition, sports on hard surfaces can also harm our body. It is very important for modern people to use soft mats, suitable for car or office use sports. According to Dr. Kelly Starrett, founder of the San Francisco CrossFit Center, hammocks are the best place to sleep. You can also use acupressure mattresses to improve back pain, not for daily sleep. Prescription medicines. Another important issue is the use of prescription drugs and food supplements. Nutritionist Dominic D'Agostino recommends taking the drug metformin every day. D'Agostino says that metformin prevents cancer and can therefore be considered a kind of anti-aging drug. Ferris also states that many successful people take metformin. Dr. Pitatia also recommends taking the drug lithium, which in low doses is thought to improve brain function and health. Ferris also takes this drug regularly. Psychedelic drugs. Psychedelic drugs are preferred by many people. Drugs such as psilocybin, mescaline, and ayahuasca are believed to separate the ego from the self and therefore create a sense of relaxation. Psychedelic drugs have been favored in indigenous cultures for thousands of years, and some researchers believe they can be used to treat depression, addiction, and anxiety. Dan Engel, Martin Polanco, and James Fadiman suggest that such drugs should be used in very small doses and under the supervision of a doctor. These drugs are thought to improve social disorders. Different experts interviewed by Ferris state that high doses of these drugs are harmful. However, Ferris also states that these drugs, which are used under the supervision of a doctor, cause a serious relief within 6 months and that his social relations improve. These drugs are even considered to be good for family life. Eric Weinstein, a Harvard mathematician and founder of the investment company Teal Fund, states that these drugs used after the age of 40 changed his perspective on life. Weinstein says that he used to be surprised by people who use these drugs, but today he realizes that this drug is actually a key to creativity and the removal of both mental and emotional boundaries. Use of alternative medicines. Amelia Boone, the world champion in hurdles, said she used alternative medicines and used Manuka honey bandages for her wounds. Manuka honey is a very expensive type of honey, produced in Australia and New Zealand. It is believed to strengthen the immune system and prevent colds. Other alternative remedies include scented tea, gotu kola leaf extract. These are also thought to prevent cellulite and strengthen the body. Hitachi Magic Wand Massager is also preferred to relax the muscles. Wealth. How to become stronger. One of the most important common characteristics of the successful people interviewed was resilience. To be successful, one must not only work in one's field but also endure the worst conditions. Being prepared for the worst means knowing how to bounce back when you fail. Guru Tony Robbins follows a different morning routine to increase his endurance. Every morning, he stands in ice water for 30 to 90 seconds. This strengthens his body and mind. So even in a bad situation like diving into an icy river, his body and mind know how to move. That's why it's so important to get in the ice water or to follow a different morning routine. Robbins states that in this way his mind opens up. Jane McGonigal also takes a different path to resilience and uses visual play and activities. It is a known fact that people who play Tetris for 6 to 24 hours after a traumatic event recover much more easily after the trauma. Playing Tetris can also help with obsession, addiction, eating disorders, and insomnia. Tim Ferriss also applies this strategy and uses this technique to prepare for worst-case scenarios. This way, the worst-case scenario doesn't seem scary to him. Common characteristics of great investors. Tony Robbins befriended some of the world's greatest investors and tried to understand their way of thinking. He came to the conclusion that they have one thing in common: they are risk and downside averse. Such people are very sensitive to this because they don't want to lose money. Great investors follow different investment advice and evaluate opportunities well, trying to get the biggest reward with the least risk. Tony Bass has $1 million in coins. When the time passed when the coins were worth 5 cents, after a while the coins rose to 6.8 cents and Bass instantly made 360,000 shillings. Robbins states that it is very important to make different investments. Of course, to be a successful investor, you must not be passive. You have to contribute to the system in some way. Being disciplined. Discipline and adherence to a daily routine are very important for the body, the economy, and personal goals. Marine soldier and author Jocko Willink says that discipline is very important. Everyone wants to be free, but only a few can be disciplined. Having personal boundaries can lead to greater freedom, but without discipline it is not possible to be free. In the same way, discipline is important for physical exercise. Former American sports coach Christopher Sommer trained Tim Ferriss. Ferriss was amazed at how flexible and strong he became with just daily exercise. After only 6 months of regular exercise, Ferriss' knee muscles doubled in strength. Kevin Kelly also told readers of Wired magazine that despite modern technology, social networks, and endless distractions, everyone wants to be a superpower, but it won't happen on its own. Derek Sivers said that distractions turn people into monkeys, so it takes discipline to overcome all this. Get empowered with affirmation. Dilbert Adams, the founder of the comic strip Dilbert, describes the importance of affirmation. He wrote down something he really wanted 15 times every day. In the end, Adams says that the important thing is to focus on the goal, not the method. You have to make it part of your system by constantly focusing on your goal. In the end, even things you could never imagine become reality. For this reason, Adams, who really believes in affirmations, wrote a book called The Dilbert Principle, and it became a bestseller. May you have true lovers. Kevin Kelly wrote an article called 7,000 True Fans, and Ferriss took this concept and put it in his book. This method actually argues that you need 1,000 real fans or lovers to make money. In general terms, it is enough for these true fans to buy the product. You can increase your sales with this method. Singer and songwriter Dresden Dolls and Amanda Palmer, who gave a TED Talk on the art of asking questions, also believe that this principle is very important. She emphasizes the importance of real fans rather than a larger audience. Eric Weinstein similarly states that 3,000 real fans change things. Wisdom. Use different meditation techniques. 8 out of 10 people interviewed for the book said they meditate on a daily basis. Meditation helps to eliminate negative energies through breathing techniques. The author also says that meditation makes you stronger. For this purpose, a hot bath, a quiet and comfortable environment, or a bed can be preferred. Meditation in a suitable environment makes you feel much better. Being in water also supports this. Dr. Dan Ingalls states that water acts like psychedelic drugs. Meditation can also solve physical problems. One type of meditation that is popular among many people is Vipassana meditation. Ed Catmull, founder of Pixar Studios, neuroscientist and author Sam Harris, and singer Amanda Palmer also practice it. The famous actor Rainn Wilson also emphasizes the importance of meditation. He states that meditation is good for mental confusion. Observe nature. Watching nature is also therapeutic when you feel sad and stressed. B.J. Miller, a physicist and consultant for the Zen Hospice Project, says that it is very good to look at the sky at night. The stars remind you how small you are and start to make you look at the world differently. Miller also says that snow is also very effective. Watching simple things like snowflakes makes you live in the moment. Philosopher Alanda Botten thinks similarly. Botten says how important it is to live in the moment and that we should enjoy both the moment and nature, especially when we travel. Ed Cook, CEO of Memrise, also says that when he feels bad, he looks up at the stars. Stars and nature relieve stress for all of us. Don't be too busy all the time. Surprisingly, everyone has emphasized the importance of not being too busy in daily life. Derek Sivers, for example, says that being constantly busy causes the mind to lose control and descend into chaos. It is important to be aware of the time, the day, and others. Maria Popova mentions an article by Henry David Thoreau on this subject. Thoreau says that the culture of being constantly busy destroys one's self-respect. Tony Robbins also emphasizes the importance of meditation for this reason. He states that even 10 minutes of meditation a day is beneficial in this regard. Love your friends unconditionally. The power of unconditional love was also frequently mentioned in interviews. Tim Ferriss, for example, talks about how kindness and positive feedback makes him feel happy. Empathy is one of the skills of successful people. Tony Robbins also says don't always focus on yourself. He adds that focusing on others can open incredible doors. Whitney Cummings also practiced the method of saying "I love you" when she met a stranger. With this method, Cummings stopped looking at people negatively. Criticism and negative judgments make people feel superior to others and make them feel bad. Jane McGonigal also mentions that unwarranted criticism can ruin a person's day and cause them to distance themselves from people they could be friends with. Similarly, Gabby Reese says hello to people she meets and takes steps to become friends with them. Author Glenn Beck has also talked about the importance of fairness and the positive impact of respecting others. Remember that being honest is a virtue. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the secrets of success. Remember, success is rarely accidental. It's the result of consistent effort, intentional choices, and a relentless belief in your own potential. Start applying these principles today, and watch how your life begins to transform. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to unlock their own success. Until next time, keep striving, keep learning, and remember, the power to succeed is already within you.